Hello and welcome to Mupo and Friends. Our special guest today is an actor, writer, director, and an incredible dancer. You've known him and seen him on I'll Be Seeing You, LA's Finest, and Tyler Perry's Ruthless, which airs this month. He is an incredible artistic dancer and Hollywood's one to watch. Please welcome Colin McCalla.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having
Hello.
me.
Hey, we are excited to have you. I just want to start off by saying, because we have this East Coast, West Coast type of thing. Where
Mhm.
are you from? Let's just get that straight out of the questions first off.
For sure. Was born in New York, Queens, New York. I have all my family out there, and I've lived around the city. And my parents are now located in Rockland County, which is about 45 minutes north of the city. But I was born and raised in New York, and I'm an East Coast transplant.
But
Right
you're
on.
residing in Los Angeles now.
Right. Yes. Now I'm in Los Angeles.
One
Exactly.
for the LA team.
All right, so we have this little
They
contest
got me.
going.
They
But
got me.
so, what was your first break in acting that actually made you decide to become a full time actor? Because you said you were going to college as well.
Yes. That's a good question. I think that it's there's a lot of little things that kind of pushed me in the right direction. I think the biggest thing was last summer, the summer after my junior year, I kind of gave up on an internship opportunity at a financial tech startup, and to like just stay in LA and just like audition for stuff and just like kind of just go for it a little bit. I was scared. I had no money. I know what I was doing. But in July, I think it was July 3rd. I think I remember getting the call on July 3rd. I got this agency that I submitted to with my current agent, Aqua Talent. They wanted to sign me, and that was like after that point, it was just like, okay, now we're doing this. I had the meeting, and she was like, like it just became very clear that like this is about to be my career now. Like I'm about to start auditioning for big real stuff. That I wasn't auditioning for before. And like the next day, I had my first Netflix audition, and it was just like, here it is. We're doing it. And all my entire senior year after that was kind of just like me going back and forth between like LA and school, but like really just kind of focusing on the auditions. But yeah, I think that was like kind of like the shift. I was like, all right, well, we got to do this now.
What was your focus in school? What were you studying?
So I graduated with an applied mathematics major. Um, yes, and a
Wow.
minor in computer science.
My goodness. That's
Mhm.
great. That's great.
Yeah.
Were your parents upset?
Yes, a little bit. It's because their whole thing was like growing up, it was like we want you to be, financially stable, da 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 da, we want you to have a real job, all this and the third. But I will say that it was actually the blow was softened because my older sister, actually pursued Broadway. She's 5 years older than me, so she was already doing it, and she actually achieved some major success on Broadway. So I think that it was kind of easier for them to like grapple with that decision, seeing that like, okay, one kid ended up okay. We don't know about the second one, but hopefully that it'll be okay too.
So, tell us about your time on LA's Finest. What was it like?
So that was actually really quick. It was just like a quick one line co-star. I was there for like 3 hours. It was Halloween day. Um, and yeah, I mean, I played an EMT, which was fun. Something I hadn't done before. And yeah, I mean, it was just like a very intense hour. Like I just had like one of the characters on the stretcher, and I like come in and just like gunshot wound, da, 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 and then it's just like crazy. And yeah, actually, but the funny thing was, I actually one of the crew members I worked on LA's Finest. I'm actually working with, or I actually did work with on an episode of SWAT that I just recently filmed. So it was really cool to see kind of find each other a year later. And yeah.
Well, it was recently announced that you were selected as one of the six that has been added as a series regular to Tyler Perry's Ruthless. Congratulations.
Yes, thank
Uh,
you.
Congrats.
Airing on BET coming up here in another week. And tell us, how are you picked for the role as River?
So it's kind of a funny story. So The role, it was just like a 3-page audition. It was like really it wasn't a lot. It didn't seem like it would be kind of like this grandiose role. And so I did it. I submitted it. I actually auditioned for another character too. But basically, about a week later, I got another request to do the audition again, with no notes, and it was just like the role was re-released. So I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Like, I was like, okay, I guess I didn't do it right the first time, but it was weird. So I did it again, but this time I did a little different. This time I put a turtleneck on. I put some glasses on. I kind of felt like I kind of just like, let me just like kind of own this character a little bit more, right? And then lo and behold, after those 3 pages, I get a call a week and a half later. They're like, you're shooting 29 episodes in Atlanta in 3 weeks, and it was just
That's
like
awesome.
this crazy thing because like after these 3 pages, like I get the scripts and I'm like, wait, I have so much to do. Like I have so many scenes. It's just like, they're letting me do this. They're letting me act. And it's just like, wow. And I was like, they chose right. They chose right. But it was crazy. And I'm, very grateful. But yeah, it was just the one, I mean, I guess two, auditions, but yeah.
You exude an incredible amount of confidence. It's absolutely engaging. What uh, going into this business, what would you say has been your strength in having that confidence in yourself?
Um, I think it's really just this kind of this kind of thing in the back of my head that it's like, I know that I guess I could do other things. Like I could be, a mathematician or whatever, but like, I just know, it just feels so like this kind of inherent inevitability, inevitability. Is that the right, am I saying that right? And it's like not even a thing where like, I know I'm good or I know like, I belong here, but it's just kind of this thing where it's just like, I can't imagine a life where where I'm not an actor, because I feel like this is just like the one skill that I'm really good at and really passionate about. I think that, maybe it's hard for all of us to find that one thing, but I do feel like this is like my one thing that like, I just know what I'm doing, and like the most humble way possible. I just feel like, it's just it.
Yeah, I just have to say, it's beautiful to see somebody go for what they want and not settle.
Absolutely.
Mm.
And that's amazing. Like, I want to know what Tyler Perry was like.
Oh my goodness. I was a little scared. I was a little scared because I just you just think Tyler Perry, like, you kind of put him on a pedestal, and he's a little bit intimidating. And I think that my first scene on set, I was a little nervous. I think you could tell. But after a few days, like I actually like I well, the great thing about working with him was basically when you show up prepared and you show up doing your homework and you know your lines, like he gives you so much liberty as an actor to have fun and play, because he's an actor himself, and he's, and it feels really like a collaborative effort, and it really humanized him. I think that it really like was like, okay, no, this isn't just Tyler Perry. It's Tyler Perry, but like also just like a really amazing, smart human that we're just creating something amazing together, and it's really fun to work with him. I mean, he's cracking jokes, like he'll give us lines, he'll like throw us lines in the middle of a scene or at the end of a scene, keep us on our toes. And I mean, it's really fun. I mean, I hope to continue working with him. It was a great time.
What was it like being in Savannah? Was that your first time there?
Yes. It was my first time in Atlanta. Yeah. And we didn't get to see the city or anything because we were just like on the lot because it was quarantine. So we were just packed in the Tyler Perry studios. But it's cool. It was a little humid for my taste, down south. But I mean, it was amazing. I mean, the Tyler Perry Studios lot is incredible. Just like all these amazing sound stages and some of the sets is just really awe inspiring. And they had us in these really like cool like pre-colonial houses. I think that it's like on like former Confederate like battleground land or something, or like military land that he kind of reclaimed. So that's like kind of a cool thing.
That is
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
What is your role as River like, and was it challenging? Was it a challenging role for you to play?
yes. So one of the as so the challenging thing about being on the Tyler Perry show is that we shoot very fast, right? We shoot 135 pages a day. So I had 3 weeks to basically to learn all these scenes. So that was like the big challenge. And I was like, am I gonna be able to do this? Am I gonna be able to show up, and like within kind of one or two takes be able to deliver? Um, And but the great thing was that River, when I found as I worked with the script, kind of just like it just fits so well, you know. And then people always talk about, you know, the right role, the right actor for the right role, but I think this was like the first time I really understood it, and I was like, wow, this was actually not kind of meant for me, you know. Like we really kind of fit together. River's a, you know, he's a smart, charismatic dude, but I mean, I'd say he's a little more smart and charismatic than myself. But like, and he's like he's always plotting, and he's always you never know what he's got in the back of his head. And he kind of has this like confidence about him in the compound, and it was just really fun to play. And another thing was also the castmates. My castmates definitely made me better as an actor, and were there to support me, you know. So it was never, and as soon as I got on set, it felt like even if I forgot words, or like I felt like I couldn't do it, like I didn't even have to, I just had to rely on them, and then it was easy, you know, to make it happen.
Wow. So what characters have you played where you mirror them in real life? You have to, I mean, obviously you're going to
Right.
eventually get into this River. You'll probably, I feel it. You know, I feel you're going to take that home with you after a
Mhm.
couple more,
Yeah.
shows. But
Yeah. That's a good question. I I played for this oh, actually, okay, so this recent role I played a fireman in SWAT. That's an episode of SWAT that's supposed to be coming out in a few in I think a few weeks. And I was like the rookie firefighter, and it was really fun because, you know, I was basically the youngest person on set, and like everyone on set kind of treated me like the rookie. You know, I kind of just very fit into that mold where I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of new to everything, you know. And it's just like everyone's just like, ah, Colin, you freaking idiot, you know. But like kind of like in like a fun way. And I think that it was just really fun for me to. It was just like it was just seamless, you know. We were doing the scene, and it's just like it's just yeah. So that was fun. But other than that, I don't know. I feel like I like to play characters that are also different from myself. But sometimes film doesn't always allow for that. I grew up doing theater, which I think allowed me to kind of explore like other facets of myself in different ways, you know, and kind of be bold in those pockets.
I know you could sing, you could dance.
Yeah.
So
How do you feel that as far as your training, have you
Mm.
had formal training, or did you just go in with instinct?
So when I first started auditioning in LA, I kind of was like, oh, well, I've been doing theater since I was a kid. You know, I've like done all these shows. Like, I know what I'm doing, da da da. Da. But it became very clear, like, but I was like, I guess but after a few months, I was like, you know what, just let me take an acting class. Let me just take an acting class in LA, you know? And it became very clear that I did not know what I was doing at all. Like, I looked at my old audition videos like 2 days ago, and I was like, you know, just like, how do I let myself do this? Because and so yeah, I was training at Stanker Studios in LA for about 5 months last year, and I really have them to thank for like all my kind of knowledge and technique, and because I do feel like I'm a very like I rely a lot on my instincts and my kind of, I guess, just raw, you know, talent or whatever. But I think that like just I think it's so important to be in class and be able to just refine it, especially when like you're auditioning professionally. You kind of there's a there's a way you need to figure things out, you know.
Is there someone you've worked with that has you feel like you worked really well off of and learned like almost like a mentor that you've learned a lot from?
Um, I don't know about mentor, but honestly, two castmates from Ruthless, Melissa Williams, who plays the main character Ruth, and my friend Lenny Thomas, who plays Daikon, kind of like my rival. Both of those people were just amazing to work with, and were just kind of just inspired me to just be so much better, you know. And I mean, I think that's for me one of the reasons I love acting is acting off of other people, right? I mean, it's for me, it's always a symbiotic relationship, you know. And being on set with them, you know, just gave me so much life, you know, so much like it was like, oh yes, like you're doing that. I want to match that. I want to come even more, you know. And it's just like, yeah. So those two really were really amazing to work with. Yeah.
so are you going to bring some dancing into the show eventually or what?
We'll see. So actually, okay, wait. There is wait, okay. I don't think this is a spoiler, so I can say this. But there is one scene where like the highest, like the main, like the cult leader is like, River, dance for me. And I do a little interpretive dance for a few seconds. And like I was like, Tyler, what do you want me to do? Like what does this mean? Like what do you want me to do? He's like, just do your thing, do your thing. So I was like, all right, well, so I just like started doing these like things with my arms. I was like doing this like ballet contemporary like thing, and I was like, frick it. Like the crew's just laughing. I'm like, let's fuck it, like. So yeah. Well, I forget what
That's
episode that
awesome.
is in, but watch out for that.
So would you want to work with Channing Tatum if he said, "Hey, let's get you on another Magic Mike"?
Listen. So funny thing. My first professional job, I played a go-go boy in Into the Dark on Hulu's Into the Dark. One line. But for my audition video, I danced shirtless to Pony by Genuine, do like a little strip routine. So I mean, hey, listen, Channing, if y'all making another Magic Mike, I've been in the gym. You can hit me up. I'm ready for it. I think Hollywood's already said yes. I think we can do it again. I'm ready. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
And I'll vouch, you're an incredible dancer.
Thank
I
you.
was watching a lot of your dancing. You have a really keen sense of artistic interpretation. Share with about your training, your experience. Like, how do you go about interpreting the music as if it were a story? So a lot of your
Um,
dancing I've seen, it's almost it's a story. It's like you're doing a movie and dance.
It's
I actually
beautiful.
Mm,
I really love that you say that, because I think for me that's kind of how I feel about my
mm,
dance. And so yeah, I came out when I first started going to college. I kind of auditioned for this hip hop crew, and obviously my parents were dancers, but I didn't really like do any formal dancing until college. And I started taking classes in LA, and just basically kind of just kept going. And I just took a bunch of like classes in LA, like Snow Globe Perspective and Millennium, and all those LA dance studios. And I kind of just
yep.
like built this kind of energy for myself. And what I realized was like, I love to storytell. I love to tell stories, right? I love to perform. And like you said, like my favorite thing to do with dance is tell a story, really be able to interpret music in a way. I mean, I listen to music so differently ever since I started dancing. I think about it like, and like, what is it saying? Like, what is this beat saying? How can I connect it with like my arm to like really say something in this moment? Um, Specifically, I love to choreograph to Billie Eilish, because I think that like her music is
Nice.
very emotional, and like the beats are very like, I don't know, they're just so strong in a way that like I'm always like, yes, this is exact. Like I'm always like, it's always making me feel like I can say something with this piece. I don't know, yeah. So
Yeah, I saw
yeah.
a piece that you did. You were in a forest with this girl, and it was almost like a horror movie kind of setting,
Yes.
but it was done. It was done with dance. You told a
Mhm.
story, and it was frightening. It was like a very very unique, very different. And another one where you
Yes.
were a girl was painting a beautiful mural, and you end up being inside the mural part of it and start dancing. I was like, wow. First I was like, where's this going? And then I was like, wow,
That was
this is
Yeah.
camouflage,
incredible.
right?
Yeah,
Yes, yeah. She's an amazing painter. That's my friend Neem,
yeah.
from college. She is incredibly talented. But yeah, I
So
mean,
what are your hobbies? Like, what do you like to do? Do you have time to do
uh,
anything?
do I have
Being
time
that
to
you
do
have to do all
anything?
the.
Yeah, it's it's been a busy few months, but um, in my quarantine kind of hobby has been playing the piano. I like bought myself a keyboard and have been like trying to like, I didn't do it today, but trying to get like an hour on the keyboard, learning, play things, and that's kind of been my main thing recently. But other than that, I like to sing and dance, and I'm trying to think. Oh God, I sound boring. No, I do things. I I play basketball.
That's my favorite sport. I
There you
like to
go. Yeah,
hoop. So
we got a court. We got a court set up in my backyard. So I like to hoop up. But
that's awesome.
yeah,
So I saw a scene where you there was a your grandmother, I guess, was telling you that your parents got sent back to what is it, El Salvador,
Ecuador.
Ecuador. I'm
Ecuador.
sorry.
Yes.
And you, I even told Holly, I'm like, wow, he's a really good actor. And she's like, because after after it was all said and done, you didn't know whether it looked like you were about to get angry or you just wanted to, it was just very deep, very dramatic.
Mhm.
I thought that was amazing. That was an amazing scene.
Thank you.
You
Yeah.
should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you. I love that scene. I mean, and that was also my first scene ever that I had to do in Spanish, which is like a little difficult, because like I mean, that's something I'm trying to do, also learn Spanish, but I can't say I'm fluent, especially at the time. So like that was a whole different thing. Acting in Spanish was a lot harder than I thought. But also, I mean, was one of those things where like I also felt like I didn't need to do much in that scene because I felt like my abuela in that scene, she was, um, I just remember she was such a wonderful, like, caring woman. I just feel like all I needed to do was like look in her eyes and like I just felt everything I needed to feel.
It was
Um,
very deep. It
I
really
appreciate
like
that. Yeah,
very, very, very talented.
I
I mean,
appreciate that a lot.
what do you want to do that you haven't really done yet in the business? Like other than, is there
Oh,
somebody
so
you may want
much.
to work with, or
I absolutely. I mean, thank you for asking.
because you're at
So
the
much. I
top now
mean,
with Tyler Perry, right?
well, yeah, I mean, I definitely like, I feel very grateful to have this opportunity. And I feel like it definitely feels like, because I think before I booked the show, I hadn't done a lot of kind of main big roles. And I was kind of like, am I worth it? Am I worthy of it? Like, am I going to be like, am I actually like capable of being a face on TV? And after doing this and like being basically given the confidence that like I can be and I should be, yeah, I mean, I want to be, I want to be like, I want to be on a high school drama like Riverdale or like Euphoria, where like I'm doing all these
Boy,
drugs and I'm going through it and like, but I'm also like got the stuff going on at home, like I want this like crazy backstory and this like, I don't know. And I want to also do something crazy like Lovecraft Country on HBO, where like I want to be in like an action adventure series. I want to do stunts. Like I want to be in life-threatening situations. Like um, I think that one of the reasons I love to act is I think real life can be a little underwhelming sometimes. And the beauty about film for me is that like no situation is underwhelming. It's like everything is exciting. Like it's like I feel most alive when like I'm acting. So I want to do it all. I want to do all. I want to do all. I want to do so much more. Especially people I want to work with, Sterling K. Brown and Sarah Paulson. I like, so I'm mixed. So like my dream is like to play their son for some in like
nice.
some way. I don't know, but yeah.
Oh my God, I
I could
love
see
your
you doing
energy.
Michael Jackson, like doing a remake of Michael Jackson, like have you play Michael Jackson's part because you could dance, and you have
Yo,
features. So I'm putting that
thank
out
you.
there in the universe. When it happens, you make sure you contact me, and we're gonna do. We'll get you back on the show
Absolutely.
anytime you want, personally. But
I mean, Michael Jackson was like the first inspiration for dance. I remember like when I was in fifth grade, I had his glove, I had his hat, I had his shoes. I was like hitting the like that was the first. I remember that was like the first, inspiration for dance. That would be amazing. That would be a dream.
What would you say to people? A lot of people, especially, are going to be looking up to you. Obviously, you're rising star. I mean, you are just so much energy, talent. What would you say to other people looking at you, saying, "Oh, I want to be where he's at. I want to do what he's doing." What would you say to them it takes to be in the entertainment business as a serious actor?
I think that I think about this a lot, and I think that it's really, you have to have the passion and the commitment. And I think that kind of sounds like generic, but I think that it's also actually very specific. I mean, when it comes to acting, like people are in LA trying to do this acting thing for reasons they don't know or reasons that aren't really real. You have to have like a genuine passion for it. And I think that when you have a passion for it, it really opens up so many possibilities. Like when you really have a genuine passion about it, there's nothing that's going to stop you from making it, you know? And I think
Amen.
that also, especially in this, I mean, acting is difficult, right? I mean, we go through so much rejection all the time, but also there is going to be a role for everyone, you know? Like as long as you always show up and you are just unafraid to be yourself and unafraid to like deliver and not, not try to put on a character, but really like deliver your truth consistently, like you might not get 10 roles, but there's going to be a role for you, and I genuinely think that's true for everyone. And I tell all my friends that, that like, cause I think that it's hard. I mean, like 8 months ago, I was feeling like, shit, like I'm auditioning for all this stuff, I'm not getting anything. Like what's happening? Like, what is it me? But I think that what I've learned is like, you really just got to be patient. And because at the end of the day, when you have the passion, you're not going to give up, you're just going to stick with it. And sometimes it can take a few years and sometimes it can take a few months, but you just gotta have the passion and the commitment. You just gotta have the passion and the commitment.
Never quit.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of faith. I love what you said. Be you consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency
Absolutely.
is the key. Yeah, and the
Yeah,
passion.
absolutely.
I love it. Is there something that you'd like to do, that you desire to do that you have not done yet,
Like in terms of,
of your other talents, other maybe directing or
oh yeah, I mean, so my ultimate dream is to, I want to make movies. I want to be like Jordan Peele. I want to open up like a production studio. I want to like, I want to create stories, especially because me personally, growing up, I really never saw anyone really in the entertainment industry that looked like me. And like, low-key, I still don't, like it's kind of, in a way that's like, I don't know, like I feel like I've always considered myself a very specific demographic. And I think that I have a lot of like unique stories about my own life that I haven't seen portrayed. Um, and I think that that's really important to me. I think representation is very, very important. And I just think that I just want to continue. I want to tell stories, and it's not like, and I want to hire the best people. I want to get to a position in the industry when I have enough money and I have enough clout where I can like bring, the best minds together and like create amazing stories. I don't know. It's kind of sounds general, but yeah, I directed my first short film for the first time last year. I'll be seeing you, and it was the most magnificent experience. It was it was so it made me it taught me so much, and it was also just really gratifying to put that together and create something. And I really want to do more of that.
That's beautiful.
it
You,
is beautiful. Your energy is absolutely contagious. I love it from the
it
moment
is.
you came on
He's the
set.
next heartthrob. Mark my
Yeah.
words.
Uh,
I I called
You are
it. I called it.
definitely
My
definitely Hollywood's
intuitive,
Aesthetic.
one to watch.
Aesthetic. Thank you guys. I appreciate that.
and he's from the East Coast.
And
Hey,
LA.
and LA. I'm
You're
LA
bi-coastal.
now. We here now.
Are you going back to New York
Bi-coastal.
anytime soon?
Yeah, for the holidays, I'm gonna visit the fam and say what's up because yeah, I mean I'm not there usually most of the year. So and my mom misses me a lot. So I gotta go and say hi. But
Gotta love your mom.
mhm.
Gotta love your mom. Well, we thank you for coming on and spending time with us. It's incredible, to hear all about you, and just I wish you just so much success. I know you
Thank
have
you.
that ahead of you. I can see the passion in, and you really are living your dream, which is beautiful. Before we wrap up, I like to do a little thing where I ask you. I start a sentence and you finish it. So
Okay.
um, it's just real simple.
Cool.
So here we go. The world is
Um, Unknown.
passion is
Beautiful.
my biggest dream.
Impact.
Love it. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Colin. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you.
this has been Colin McCalla. Don't forget to look for him on Ruthless, airing
Ruthless.
on BET and also on SWAT. When is that airing?
I think it's the 7th episode of the 4th season, which I think is in a
Okay.
few weeks.
I'm gonna
But watch
start
out for
watching
that.
it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it just because you're on it.
And you
Yeah.
you can also follow, like, subscribe to him on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Did I miss any other ones?
No, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Instagram,
there you go.
JC McCalla. Follow me there.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you tuning in to Mupo and Friends. Mupo and Friends is a courtesy of Mupo TV. You can find us at www.mupoentertainment.com. Again, that's www.mupoentertainment.com. And until next time, this is Holly Lombardi with our CEO and host, Michele Mupo, and our special guest, Colin McCalla. And we are over and out.
Thank you guys.